What's going on, y'all? Vegan Zombie, aka Dre's. We back with another fucking video out here, bro. Basically what we doing, I know y'all like that. We got a video.
RONNIE2K. Information.
Let's get into it, man. What are y'all doing back there?
Don't try hard. I'll see you in the corner lot. Anyway, let's get into the video. I'll see y'all.
Talk a little bit more. But what I like about that is the acceleration of a big man versus a low man. That has been a big problem. I mean, you watch me play right now, and big guys and small guys kind of all move the same speed, the same way, and turbo is just like neutralizes everything. And that's not real basketball. Like, the honest truth is people move at different speeds. So we spent a lot of time researching. We also added a kind of a new stamina system with the flashing yellow. When you get tired, you get a better idea of you know, when you're getting tired, and it's going to make a difference. You'll lag out a lot quicker if you're a big man. You know, you'll get tired faster, which is the way it should be. See, I'm not even planning on trying to do this both. You'll notice a flashing yellow effect around the stamina bar when your energy drops below a certain threshold. Once you hit that, you'll quickly ramp down, and your top speed will be affected, and you'll get tired much faster. So it really becomes this meta game of like balancing when you're going to use turbo and when you're not. Like in 19, like you can watch me do it. You can turbo for quite some time and not really ever die. Now again, it's a balance. You don't want to die right away because that's not really real. So we're gonna have to find a middle ground, and I think we do a good job of that. So I played a lot of 20. I'm telling you, dribbling is probably my new, my biggest leap in terms of gameplay. Like, it is unbelievable, and I think that's why it's so upfront on this blog. The new dribble moves are amazing, and it really gets all the new styles in the league. Stop whining. Sheesh. She just has to go outside and play and realize that I'm not coming with her. And then she's back. I'm not. No, so we're not doing this today. No, no. Nope. Nope. Can't do it. Yeah, so new concepts and stuff, variations, dead leg punches, hezzy lifts, inverts. Cuts and first steps are also greatly vary from one style to the next. There's different kinds of speed in the game, and we want to be true to that. I'm sure that's about what it is. Sorry, Yusuf. Take that. Alright, let me get off the spot, and then we'll talk more and analyze the streams more. Archetypes are my career question, Vegan Zombie. I would expect that he's lying, by the way, whoever's asking that. Nothing about badges. Guys, badges are a my career thing, so I would expect more. Being a success, like I said, I told you, the ball handling this year is just next level. We've just taken that to another level. The dribbling, like I said, is probably my favorite thing about having played 20 quite a bit. It's my favorite thing about 20 so far. Yeah. I'm gonna restart the stream in a second, guys. How are screens at 20? We've released a bunch of screens for 20 with ratings and stuff now. But this time of year, people don't want screens anymore. First they want sizzle, then they want gameplay. I think you're gonna get gameplay relatively soon. I mean, again, it's important for us to get the game finished, and we weren't finished until recently, so... I mean, we're not actually, sorry, until We're still not finished, to be honest with you. So, like I said, handles 2K20. It's probably my favorite thing that's changed about gameplay. It's like a totally different system. It's beautiful. It looks really nice, and it just works. I will say though, it is a little challenging to get used to it. I feel like the first couple of days, people are gonna struggle to kind of figure it out. But once you get it, it's really beautiful. Can I download the demo at 12 Eastern? The demo's available August 21st. I don't know if it's Eastern time midnight or Pacific time midnight, but it's one of those two. Probably Eastern, but I'm not 100% sure. So obviously defense is a big one. I get asked about it every stream. We're going to be helping on-ball defenders, more tools for them. Lockdown is going to be a lot better improved. I mean, that was a tough build to play, a pure lock. All the defending builds, like, is there enough of a reason to play defenders in the neighborhood? Probably not. So, you know, we're going to address that. And guarding the ball, defensive players will see a small arrow under their ball handler, indicating where they're leaning or attempting to go. That should help up a little bit. Arrow shows up at different times based on the defender's abilities, which means we're definitely rewarding you for defensive abilities. The reaction times between a pro defender and a great one will allow for greater heads up on that arrow. Obviously, anticipation of those moves is a big part of playing defense, and cutting it off will allow you to be a better defender. You can stonewall dribbles, you can force pickups, you can cause a fumble. Playing defense is much more important. That is the bottom line. Like, that is the big thing. And you know, we talked about the motion engine upgrade. It's also improved defensive footwork, not just planting on the offensive side. One-on-one battles will look cooler and be better and end in a more predictable way. So you know, if you have a flat-footed defender versus a highly skillful lockdown who's on the balls of his feet, you're going to see the difference there. You'll notice the indicator ring change from a solid circle to broken up lines as the ball handler moves around the court or performs moves. The more broken up the circle, the more vulnerable the ball handler is to losing the ball. I mean, that's kind of cool because, you know, you dribble around and you don't really know or feel like in past games that you had control of when you were going to keep possession of the basketball. So if you start seeing that those broken up lines, that, you know, you kind of maybe rein it in, and I think that's going to be really really important. We retuned on-ball steals to be much more predictable. Yeah, you know, I think that was a big complaint for 2K19. Like, it just felt like steals were, you know, sort of random and like it wasn't in your control. We actually heard that a lot from the 2K League players, even. You know, like if we're gonna have a competitive league and you want to play competitive 2K, we should allow the ability for you know, less predictability. Like, it's got to be much more in your control. So you're gonna have to read what the ball handler's doing and those broken lines and all of that stuff instead of just running around spamming steal, which, you know, that's not really good. So let's see what else is next. Guys, I understand I'm reading parts of the blog, but the difference here is you get a lot more expansion on it and you get analysis, which is important. So if you don't want me to read the blog, I can just go back to playing the neighborhood and we can just have a regular stream. But I thought that you guys would be entertained by this. You want to play a game? You want me to play a game because we're on the same court, Yusuf. I just beat you. I don't need to beat you again. It doesn't sound like lockdown defenders are overpowered. It sounds like we're bringing more balance to lockdown defenders. Like, lockdown defenders, it's hard to play defense. The defensive build, well, I played slashing defender most of this year. It's a tough build, like, because there's just not as much emphasis put on defense and it's hard to stay in front of people. And it sounds like these changes that we've made will allow for us to do that a little bit more. So play 2K20 on stream. I'm gonna do that sooner than you think, but not quite. Not yet. Okay. So people are saying keep reading and don't listen to the trolls that say stop reading. I'm not just reading. I'm also talking about what I'm reading. Shot solutions and paint defense. Now look, as a guy that loves those chase down blocks and didn't feel like there were enough blocks in 2K19, I'm really looking forward to reading this section. I think that there's some good news to come because I also saw a lot more blocks when I played 2K20 and ones that were rational. That was a big one. And I think that some of the guys that we worked with on the marketing side, the Team 2K athletes, said kind of the same thing. They're like, where's defense? But especially, where did the blocks go? So, so Mike brought up shot solutions a few years back. The basic idea in real life is that good slashers can find unique solutions to get through defense when attacking the rim. For 2K20, we've completely re-architected layups and dunks to be fully branchable mechanic. That is awesome because in previous years it's been a little bit scripty, it's been a little bit animation-y, it's been a little bit out of your control. So that sounds like you have the control because it's branchable and you can change it up. So last year we introduced the ability to branch from certain layup gatherers to dunk finishes. But for layups, once you hit the button, you mostly just watch the sequence play from ground to air. Hopefully that's addressed because I didn't see a lot of those when I did layup gathers to dunk finishes. It feels like if you were doing a layup gather, you were probably shooting a layup and you were probably missing. So I'm glad to hear. Hopefully that means you can actually transition to a dunk. The new gather feature allows you to kick off an advanced gather on the floor, read the defense, and select how you want to finish that gather by redeflecting the pro stick as you take off. For example, if you... Hey! Stop squeaking. For example, if you started the Euro gather but saw the defense close in, you could redeflect the pro stick down to branch to a floater finish to avoid contact. So that means you can actually switch to a floater after you start with a Euro. I wonder if I like that. I mean, I like the premise of it, and I like the control of it, but I wonder if finishing that way, I wonder what that's gonna work in principle. I'm gonna have to try that when I play later this week, 2K20. This allowed us to introduce the concept of gather resolutions. Forcing a gather into heavy traffic or directly into a defender will lead to jam-ups, but choosing the correct gatherers in open spaces will let you knife right through traffic. Okay, I get that. In addition to Euro step, cradle, hop step, spin gathers you had access to before, you can now also perform half spin and cross spin gathers to get past your defenders. More options, that's cool. Just like the floor game, playing above the rim is also accompanied by a beefed up defensive counterpart. This year we captured hundreds, thank God. This year we captured hundreds of new in-air collisions, hard fouls, grab blocks, and swats to let the rim protectors have their presence felt. Did anybody else feel like there were a lot less blocks, there were a lot less in-air kind of collisions? There were definitely more like poster dunk animations and stuff, and that was cool, but you don't... it felt to me like in 19 there were less fouls when you were going for a big dunk or layup, less fouls and less hard fouls for sure, and there were so few dunks. You know, like I feel like that was a massive miss, and so getting that back together I'm glad that's highlighted because that was number 2 in my opinion. Number 1 was the dribbling is amazing. It's really taken another step up. Mike is working. That's where Mike is at. Just like I'm working. I will get Mike on my stream one of these days. And then number 2 was the difference in blocks. We really stepped it up. Paint defenders who have good timing and decision making will be a force to reckon with, and you'll definitely have to think twice when going head to head against them inside. Zion Williamson is called out, especially. You know, we actually talked to Zion about this specifically, and that's what I was saying when I posted about him the other day. Like, that guy really knows his game, and he was talking about how he didn't feel like a post defender had much of a chance in 2K19, and it was just hard to play in the paint. So, and then even the post game in general on the offensive end, you didn't have enough options to what you should be able to do, and both of those have been rapidly improved. Like that was that. Like I said, that's probably the second biggest improvement I've seen play in 20, and one that was probably the most needed. I think I've been saying that in 19 a lot. Like post defense, post offense has been a struggle in 19, and I'm glad that we've made some serious progress there. Upgrade to off-ball play. That's another huge thing because, I mean, you see it in my team and in pretty much quick game. You see it all the time. People play off-ball. That is so lame. And we really want to reward people that play, you know, one-on-one on the game. Otherwise, it's, you know, you're playing half the game really. You're not playing defense. So 2K20 brings back an old beloved feature, off-ball juke moves. That's awesome. I love V-cuts. That's a big part of my game when I play in the neighborhood. We really wanted these moves to mirror the functionality of the ball handler, so not only have they returned, they've also improved. With simple pro stick gestures, players have access to fake first, steps, spins, and stutters that you can chain together or immediately branch out of to perform. Mastered, you'll be able to break off even best on-ball defenders. And what about off-ball defenders? Being able to do that on... I think that's even bigger with the off-ball defender thing because, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but outside of using the left stick to V-cut or, like, do little things like that, there's not much you can do. And that's been... I feel like that's been a problem. So you'll be able to flare cut, dive to the hoop, spot up. This should make slashing builds... slashing builds a lot more popular, a lot more useful. I think that's great. AI, that's a very important one, something that's important to me. I just said I can't talk about archetypes or anything my career related just because we're not at the my career week. It's not that time. Call of Duty tells us everything and they're doing good. Well, Call of Duty is also out, and it's also a shooting game that doesn't have all the mechanisms that our game does, so it's not exactly the same thing, but it is what it is. The game's not done, and until the game's done, I can't tell you about it. So, it is what it is. Get back into the game. Is it still lagging, guys? How's the lag right now? Okay, why'd you shoot that? Okay, it looks like he already sucks. You don't want to play defense, that's cool. Let's try the other guy and see if he plays real basketball. Right through the other guy. Shoot it. Where are you going? I'll make it 2 games today with the giveaways, and then I'll read information every 2 games too. Sophie, you were gone for a long time. What did you find?
Good boy, good boy. Ball coming, ball coming.
Why didn't you shoot it when I gave you the ball that wide open over there? What did you find, so? Why were you gone so long?
I got ball. Shot. Come get it. Shot, shot, shot. That's all day.
Okay, I've been isolated on offense. So I'm gonna make my own offense.
Ball coming, ball coming. Screen coming. Knock it down. Right there. Who got ball? Who got ball? Foul. That's right.
Will screens drop people this year like 17? I think that there was an emphasis on powering up the screens a little bit, but I mean, it was a little cartoony in 17. It was a little too much. So I think it's about finding a balance. All right, mill too late. You're really annoying me. Bye bye. Get a new profile. Maybe you can come back. You've just been timed out for a little bit. Moment of silence for Mill Too Late. It was a good ride. Let's have a moment of silence for Mill Too Late. It was a good run. I'm not trying to ignore you. I'm trying to play in the game. And I was answering questions and reading chat for a good half to make it happen. It's up to him. Invite Duke Dennis. I did invite Duke Dennis. Who else do you guys want to see at Community Day? Call Agent on stream. I had Agent on stream like 3 weeks ago. Davis. I'm Davis. Has been invited. Power was invited but can't go. Nade X is not invited. I don't know why. I could have invited him, but he's kind of... He doesn't really say anything. Like, I don't know if he's your guy. Troyden is invited, yep. Annoying is invited. People are saying badge plug? I'll have to look at badge plug. Look at these folks. More news tomorrow. I don't know if there is actually... I don't think there's news tomorrow. I don't believe so. But there is some news this week, so you guys can look forward to that. Okay, getting back in... Don't say you got a question, just ask me a question. Can you shoot over your teammates again in 2K20? Your own teammates? Yeah, I mean, you could do it in 19. I don't think we've really changed that. Haircuts, you guys know the drill with that. That's going to be more of a my career discussion. But I would assume so. You saw in the trailer, did you see in the trailer there's some new bandanas? Not a massive deal, but also there was another trailer with a female referee, which was kind of cool. Bandana. There was a... I know my build can shoot a little bit, but not really. Slashing defenders, can't really shoot. Yeah, all builds can shoot. What's your point? All builds shouldn't be able to shoot? You're not playing basketball. You can't shoot.